My wife had an affair with her coworker and I forgave her, but after we had another baby, I found out she is in love with him and she would leave me if he loved her back. My wife, 31, and I, 28, have been together nearly 8 years, married for 3. We have a 3-year-old son and a newborn. We have a loving relationship where we're best friends, have great communication, and amazing and regular intercourse, which has just started again following the pregnancy. All in all, I would say a very healthy relationship. Almost 2 years ago now, I uncovered my wife's affair. I had picked up her phone to use it for my son because I didn't have mine to hand, and saw a flirtatious message between her and her work colleague. Let's call him Jay. I immediately challenged my wife and she said he was just being flirty because he was drunk and the message made her feel uncomfortable. I asked to see the rest of the conversation but she had deleted it because of how uncomfortable she had felt. I had some red flags but had no reason to truly disbelieve her, so we talked it through and I tried to let it go. Fast forward a couple of weeks and I couldn't shake the feeling that there was more going on. I did the horrible thing of checking through her phone, and in her deleted photos, I found some pictures of her and Jay kissing. I immediately brought this to her and asked what was going on. She admitted that she'd been having an affair with Jay for 2 months. They'd kissed and pleased each other once, but that was it. It was mostly an emotional affair. She said she'd been having a crisis since she turned 30 earlier that year and was struggling mentally. She was feeling old and that when Jay had shown an interest in her, it made her feel sexy and it was exciting. She wasn't in love with Jay but felt trapped in the affair because he was in love with her, and if it got out, she could lose her job because she is a higher rank than him. I asked her whether she chose me in our life, or him, and she chose us. Fast forward a year and my wife and I were discussing having another child. We'd moved on a lot since I discovered the affair and we had actually become closer as a result. We fell pregnant quickly, but the pregnancy itself was tough because she has hyperemesis, severe pregnancy morning sickness. This wrecked her both physically and mentally. This was when I noticed her getting closer to Jay, but it seemed just to be a friendship. I was skeptical but believed my wife when she had regrets about the original affair. My wife was very open and honest about her friendship with Jay, and revealed a lot to me, so I didn't feel any need to doubt her, especially as we were having another child together. Her friendship with Jay was up and down as he kept pushing her away, especially when he found out she was pregnant. I put this down to him still having feelings for my wife and being heartbroken, or something that she had fully moved on. Our baby girl was born in January 2025 and my wife and I were a firm team and all seemed well. She went on maternity leave and we coped with the transition to having 2 children. It was at this time that Jay completely distanced himself from my wife, which she again told me all about. She felt upset about it but said she didn't care because she had her family to look after. Again, I believed her. Foolishly, about a month into her maternity leave, I came upon my wife texting her cousin. I walked up behind her whilst doing errands and saw she had screenshotted a message to Jay she had sent earlier that day saying this was the longest they'd gone without talking and that she missed him. I told her I thought this was totally inappropriate and I didn't like the emotional weight of her saying she missed him. She told me it wasn't in any way other than as a friendship. For whatever reason, I started to get doubts about what had been going on between Jay and my wife. A couple of weeks later, our family traveled to Rome to spend time with my wife's family. She is Italian and she grew up there. She went out with her cousin one night and I felt compelled to check the notes on her iPad because I knew that she sometimes wrote down thoughts there. I found essentially a diary entry or perhaps a draft message to Jay where she said she doesn't do friends with benefits, and whilst the physical parts of their relationship were fun, it wasn't worth the risk if there wasn't more to it. She also said she still loved him but couldn't